This whole crazy free agency period, the one we've been talking about for more than 2 years, that saw a third of the league's top players switch teams, nearly $4 billion change hands, and a helicopter chasing a line of SUVs down a highway, maybe it always had to end in Las Vegas. There's no NBA team here, but damn if this town doesn't seem to represent what the NBA is right now. A game of the highest stakes, where franchises are required to make increasingly huge gambles just to stay in it. Think about this. On this date a year ago, Kawhi Leonard was still on the Spurs. In the time since, we've seen Raptors president Masai Ujiri throw his reputation, the goodwill of Toronto's fans, the player who'd previously been his franchise star, all into the center of the table, only to have that huge gamble pay off with a jackpot title that echoed through the streets. And then have his fortune turn again this week as Kawhi left town for good. Or how about Thunder GM Sam Presti, who thought he'd scored the ultimate winning hand last summer when his huge gamble on Paul George seemed to pay off, only to discover this summer the cards he was holding weren't strong enough to keep PG after all. And now Russell Westbrook may be on the trading block too. You can expect to hear a lot of speculation over the next few days over exactly why Paul asked for this trade, whether he was unhappy with Russ. Paul tried to halt that last night with this tweet echoing Jalen Rose saying he's not here for any Westbrook slander. He also appeared in this IG story though.
Looks like my boy is coming with me to LA. Where we going, cuz?
We coming home.
We coming home.
That really tells you everything you need to know, that this has a lot less to do with who he was leaving behind and a lot more to do with where and who he was headed toward. Yeah, PG idolized Kobe as a kid, but he actually grew up a Clippers fan, and he now gets to play for his team in front of his friends and family. He also gets to play with Kawhi, who he's known since they were both at mid-major California colleges. Look at those two babies in that picture. So good. Of course, now Kawhi has grown into not just a two-time Finals MVP and a two-time Defensive Player of the Year, but a man who spent this week making Paul feel wanted, heavily recruiting him, according to Ramona Shelburne. Ramona was actually on the jump a few days ago talking about Kawhi calling Kevin Durant last week to try to team up, and how that was a red alert sign the Clippers would likely have to acquire a second star in order to land Kawhi, possibly using the war chest of trade assets they built up over this past year. And my reaction then and now is the same. There is no price that's too high for the Clippers in this scenario. Yeah, the list of assets that Woj reported LA is giving up is staggering because, yeah, according to Woj, the Thunder played this smart, bringing both Toronto and LA to the poker table to bid each other up. But also, yes, it was worth it for the Clippers because it's not really a trade of those assets for Paul George. It's a trade for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Just like when the Lakers gave up a bonanza for Anthony Davis, it really wasn't just a trade for AD. It was for AD and the maximized version of LeBron James, a version you're not getting unless you team him up with another superstar. And now, well, both LA franchises are all in, having mortgaged their futures for a seat at the high roller table. And why not? GMs around the league have seen what all of the, say, Celtics, careful, methodical, play it safe planning got them, or how the Warriors built one of the best rosters of all time, and it still wasn't enough to keep KD. Simply nothing about the future in this league is guaranteed anymore. So why not push all your chips into the middle of the table like there's no tomorrow? It's what they do here in Las Vegas, and I would bet what we're going to see in the NBA for years to come.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For highlights and analysis, check out the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, check out ESPN+.